Hey guys, Kenny within the pocket, and today I'm going to be talking to you about this knife in front of you, which is the Benchmade 940-1501. This is a Knifeworks exclusive. Yeah, I'm talking to you again about another exclusive. I guess I'm a sucker for knives that are exclusives. A little bit at least. I do like just the run-of-the-mill ones too, nothing against them. But I am going to talk highly about this knife today, and just generally with the 940, I'm going to talk, it's going to be mostly a positive review, and I do love the 940 pattern for a knife, and I do love this exclusive as well. And like I said, it's going to be mostly positive. I do have some negatives, but it's just going to be real quick, and I don't think it's going to deter you from wanting one of these when this is over with. So don't watch it if you don't want a 940 or don't want to lose, close to $200 or $200. Alright, so first I'm going to show you some comparisons. Let's go ahead and open this up. So first I'm going to show you the Griptilian full size. That'll be a good comparison. Just got more handle, definitely a lot more handle, especially in thickness, but very similar blade lengths there. We got a bug out. Again, very similar, shorter blade length. Bring in the mini grip, just a smaller knife, give you a comparison there. Excuse me, throat's dry right now. Let me go ahead and show you, this is a Kaiser T1 with my custom anodization. And we'll take the grip out, and I'll show you, this is a Paramilitary 2. You guys have seen that in my previous videos. That's a great comparison as well. This is, this is the competition essentially. I would say that's a, right there with the 940. And then Para 3. Great comparisons there as far as, carrying. These are very similar knives as far as what you're the capabilities, I will say that the 940 has just a beefier tip. The reverse tanto brings a little bit more out to the tip. The distal tapering on the PM2, This isn't a comparison with the PM2 today, so I'm not going to get too deep into it, but great comparison as far as if you're looking at the PM2, this would be that fighting against it. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the 940 pattern in general first. I want to talk about that and just give you a, see if it's what you want. And then I'll talk about the exclusive afterwards. I want to talk about the 940 just in general first. This knife is an excellent knife. I think it's amazing. The first thing I'm going to talk about is just the handle and the carry in general. And what I want to point out, and what I think is really great about this knife, is the distance across here. It's the distance across. I'm going to use a tape measure here. I do have. It just is easier like this. You're looking at pretty much 1 1/8, maybe 1 1/4 if you look at it like this, like if you straighten it out. But if you're looking at it like the way it's in your pocket, you're looking at about 1 1/8, maybe. And I mean that's really good. I mean, I can show you here on the graph. These are 1/2 inch squares, so you can see it's really narrow this way. So in your pocket, especially with the way that it curves back like that, it sits in your pocket and just tucks right away. So in the pocket, this knife is absolutely disappears. One of the best knives for just disappearing in the pocket. And it's thin as well. That's where I really think this knife excels. especially with getting as much blade and cutting ability out of a knife like this, excellent. I got the 940, the regular 940 first, and I absolutely loved it. This is a great knife. They're both amazing knives, and I'm not gonna get too into it right now, but so the curve where it tucks away is amazing. It has a thin handle. It's 0.41 on the regular 940, and I can even show you that with my calipers. And I did notice it was a little off from what they say. Let's go ahead and zero it out. It's 0.407. But when you come back here, it is pretty close. Yeah, it's like 0.41. That's where they're getting 0.41. And it is about 0.41 is back at the swell of the handle back here. And then this one is going to be 0.448 at the thickest part back here, which is not that much thicker, and in hand it actually fills it a little better, but I'll get into that later. So in the pocket, they really do disappear. Super thin. This is, 3/8 of an inch, just over 3/8 of an inch. I mean, it's so slim. And man, it just disappears. I love it in pocket. Great knife. It's also only 2.84, this knife. This is 2.9 with the Emerson clip, but with the deep carry Griptilian clip, it's actually 2.84. And I will go ahead and bring the scale in to show you that, because I'm also going to show you the Knifeworks exclusive. The 940 here with the Griptilian deep carry, you've got 2.84. And the Knifeworks exclusive on the site says this is 2.6, or actually on the site it says 2.9 on Knifeworks. This is not 2.9. When I first got it, I was like, wait a second. It feels lighter. I mean, just a little bit, but it does feel a little lighter in hand. And I'm like, I don't think it's 2.9. And when I put it on the scale, I wasn't surprised, 2.6. So on the G10 version, it's 2.65 on Blade HQ site. And I think on the Benchmade site, I didn't see, I forgot what the Benchmade site said. But yeah, 2.65. Again, this clip is 5/10ths of an ounce lighter than, 5 to 6/10ths of an ounce lighter than the Emerson style clip that comes on these. I think that's what it is. The Emerson style clip is just thicker, wider. It definitely has, just more weight to it. I don't hate that Emerson style clip, but I'll get to why I really love the deep carry. I'll get more into that. So the 940, the ergos on this, the handle's great. It for how slim it is, it really does fill your hand. The curve that also helps with hiding in the pocket fits into the palm of your hand so nicely. And I have medium to large size hands. I wear large in latex gloves, and about medium to large in like workers gloves, so depending on the company, and it just fits my hand so perfectly. I mean, it is a little slim, but that's where the deep carry clip, I feel like, makes this knife fill the back of the hand a little more, because that's the only complaint I would have. Up here it feels fine in pretty much any grip. The knife feels great in just about every grip. But I mean, that's just it's just a great ergonomic handle. And this handle is just as nice, a little warmer to the touch, different feel. You know how aluminum's gonna feel much different than the G10. So, but it does fill the hand really good. And I got the deep carry one on this one as well, because, you can just call Benchmade and get some more clips. I did get a split arrow one as well. I do like the parkerized. I get the parkerized, not the painted. And this fills the hand nicely at the back of the handle. So I do like this clip better, obviously, because if you've seen my other videos, I like deep carry anyways. I do want my knife to kind of hide deeper in my pocket. So even though I didn't mind the Emerson clip really, it does have a little better retention. These are a little softer. But I do like the Emerson as well. I just like the deep carry better. I like the way it fits in my hand better. I like the way that the knife, I like the way that it sits in my pocket better as well. So just a better clip for me. But it's all a personal preference thing. The Emerson, but I did find the Emerson, there was a little bit of felt smaller in my hand back here when I had the Emerson style clip. So that was one negative for me. Not a real negative, just not to my liking. But anyways, the handles are also milled beautifully on the both knives. But that also fits much better in your hand. It just really, your fingers just slide right into those milled pattern, and it just grips. This thing's not going anywhere when it's in your hand. It really isn't. You get such good purchase on this. And it's just awesome in hand. Amazing ergos. Great knife. And bearing down on it, cutting a lot of cardboard and stuff, it never hot spots on me or feels, small. I feel great using this. So, highly recommended for the ergos. The blade on the 940 is another great aspect of this. And it also goes with the handle, because the handle... again, I'm going to put the specs on the page of both knives just to give you the idea of what the size is, and I don't want to go through it and take up all the time in the video, but it's really just about the amount of handle. You have this 4.47 inch handle, and you get a 3.4 inch blade out of that 4.47 inch handle. You are utilizing as much cutting surface. You're getting 3.25 cutting. That's what I measured, 3.25 actually on this one, not this one, and we'll go over that why. But that's a great amount of cutting edge for a 4.47 inch handle. And for how slim it is, the reverse Tonto, the modified reverse Tonto is it's an excellent. It looks awesome. I mean, that's definitely a preference thing, but I think it looks awesome. And it also, this one looks better because it's got more blade to it and it's not so extreme angled. But yeah, this is a great blade shape, and for being so short, because it is pretty narrow this way. It's a narrow blade, but for how narrow it is, it's super slicey. And the blade stock. Okay, so here we go. Blade stock on this is 0.115 is what the site says. I got 0.113 on my calipers. On this one, the site says 0.12 on Blade HQ. I didn't see what the Benchmade site said. I gotta go look again, but I'll put it on the screen. This one says 0.12 on Blade HQ. It's actually 0.112. Which is thinner than this one, just ever so slightly. And it's a little off of what Blade HQ is saying. It's actually a little thinner. And it slices great with a lot of cutting edge for what you're getting, which could be a negative if you're in an area that's, a 3-inch blade. 3.4 inches, it's out of your league. Sorry, guys. It sucks. It's stupid. This is not an alarming knife. Though I do find some people look a little strange to me when I pull this out. It's a little long, and that's the only reason I don't carry this every day, or more, I should say, because it's just a little bit, people do look twice at this knife. It's a little big, but amazing capabilities out of it. So, the action, it's an axis lock, and this was my second axis lock and the most amazing one of them all. It came a little sticky, but it just became free dropping after no time. And I just tightened it, so it's just a little sticky at the takeoff there, but still amazing action. You can just sit there and, it's so easy to just play with this thing. Yeah. I can just sit there and do this all day. It's kind of hard in front of the camera, but doing that, just using the axis lock to fling it open with excellent, no play either way. Oh, I got a little play. Oh, there we go. It didn't fully lock in. Sometimes the access lock doesn't fully slide up. There we go. Get a good deployment and that thing will slide right on, lock it up firm. So the good thing is as soon as you push down, it's going to lock in even tighter. So that's the great thing about the access lock. This one did not come as amazing action, but you know, it's still deploys, like flies out, as you can see, but never gonna be drop shut, never gonna drop free. If I have it dropping free, it has tons of play, and that would be my only gripe with the 940 is the fit and finish. Again, Benchmade, you know, the fit and finish is just having issues with that, guys. It sucks. And I know that people are saying it's getting better on videos, but I haven't seen that yet. Every knife has something. That's my only negative here, guys. Everything else is pretty much positive. So the access lock in general is finicky. It's amazing and it's fun to play with and it's awesome, but it's finicky. It's you know, it's fastidious. It's like kind of like me. I'm definitely fastidious, but it doesn't. It's either amazing or it's just okay. I mean, and it's still fun to play with. I mean, I still find myself playing with this, even though it's not amazing like the other one. It's still easily a one-hand opening, especially once you get the muscle memory. This one's not swinging in, but you know, this one, like this one is. But and this one, like I said, I just tightened it, so it's got some breaking in to do. But you can see it's right there. This one's never going to be there. It just, I polished the washers and everything. It's got solid lockup now, but that's at this. It's not free at all. It doesn't really bother me that much, but it bothers me a little bit. This, especially when you're spending $200 on a knife, you know, pretty much perfect centering. It's a little off, but that was after I just you know, polished the washers, and I could have fiddled with it a little bit, but I didn't. This one had perfect centering as well with excellent action. It does go on and off though. I find it kind of drifting back and forth, but usually really good. And it's a tight tolerance there, so you know, it's excellent for a long blade with a tight tolerance for them to get it pretty close. That's good. I really do. I think they did a great job with that. The design, the Warren Osborne design 940, he just did an amazing job with this. And it makes me want another Warren Osborne because excellent knife. So, I'm going to get into I've rambled enough. I'm going to get into the exclusive. I'm going to talk about the 1501. You know, it's you know, I'll keep this one around. As you guys see, I did my custom anodization on the back spacer of this. I love how it came out. It looks so much better to me, but that's just me. I could have done it blue. I could have done it a lot of different colors, but I went with that because I like the contrast. Came out nice. So this exclusive is excellent. I love the G10. It does have a really different feel to the aluminum. I love both because the aluminum's gonna, you know, I do like the fact that the aluminum's gonna wear a little bit and it's gonna look cool, and it's something I can pass on if I do have kids. I don't have any right now, but it's something I can pass on to them if I do, or to whatever, you know, if I have a little mentor kid or something that I'm mentoring or something, I can always give it to them. You know, it's something that'll wear and look cool. I do love that this won't wear though too. I do get kind of, I mean, I dropped my 940 a few times and it does have, you know, chipping on the handle, but you do learn to love the little idiosyncrasies of it. And it's thinner and it feels great. I actually kind of like how it's cold when you take it out, but on cold days. But I do really love the milling on this too. Is beautiful. They're beautiful on both knives. The milling on this they do an excellent job milling these at Benchmade. I will say that. They do an excellent job milling. The parts of the knife are great. It's just when they're finishing them, they need to pay more attention. But this, you know, it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know how well it's going to come out to you out there. The pattern, the G10, it's like perfect. I'm super critical and I see every little space, gap, everything. It's like perfect. I mean, there's little, you know, spots where you can see different texture, but I mean, dude, it's just amazing. And perfect, like, you know, cut by the CNC. Amazing. The blue anodized backspacers are pretty sweet looking too. They complement the G10 very well. And I mean, it just looks great. Yeah. And having the open, you know, open back, it's easy to clean with just a Q-tip or something. I really do love the Warren Osborne design. I love the lines of this knife where the finger choil meets with the spine here, and there's no like lint catcher or anything right there. It just looks really clean, and it's just a beautiful design. Just a great design. I love it. The only thing I could say is that as far as fit and finish is concerned, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. Yeah, you can see it there. The screws are a little longer. I mean, they could have just picked a slightly shorter screw, or, I mean, do what I'm going to have to do, which is grind it off. But that's just a little nitpick. I mean, it's nothing. Everything else, I mean, the other G10 layers are just perfection. There's nothing I could gripe about at all. So, and it did come perfectly centered. So, I mean, you know, the action's the only thing that sucks on this one. But, I mean, it's still good. It's just not as amazing as the other access locks I have. So, I mean, it's still better than the bug out. Ooh, yeah. The machining and satin on the blade is great as well. It's beautiful satin, and the different shininess of the reverse Tonto looks cool, like almost a different machining and texture on each surface. It really came out cool. And if you can see, even on the primary grind, you'll see that, I don't know if you can see the milling. There's like these little milling lines from the CNC, and they satin over it, and it just looks really cool. Oh, you can see my fingerprint. Nice. Sweet. That was probably there the whole time. Yeah, excellent. Alright, so, yeah, it's just an awesome, beautiful blade. And the biggest part is, yeah, that's right, folks, 20 CV. CPM from Crucible, 20 CV. And, or I'm sorry, actually, guys, it's not from Crucible. It's the CPM process, the powdered metallurgy process of CPM, but it's actually done by Latrobe, which is also a US company. So, yeah, excellent steel. I do have it in the mini grip, you know, and I do love that steel. And I've had this for about 2 months now, and the factory edge lasted a good long time, but it's to the point now where I had to sharpen it, and I wanted to anyways. It just didn't have that, just the keenness anymore, and I wanted to steepen the angle a little bit anyway. I'm sorry, shallow the angle a little bit anyways, because it was pretty steep. And I was like, I want to sharpen it, and I wanted to give it a nice polish, and it does have a mirror polish. I don't know how well that's going to come out. I can put that on the screen to show you, but it is in the KME sharpening video as well if you watch that one. So I did just sharpen this about a week ago, and I've carried it for about a week since then, and it was used a lot. I mean, on like packing tape, a lot of packing tape, a lot of cutting cardboard, and just cleaned every day and never did anything with it, used it all week. And then yesterday I just dropped it, and I don't know how, you know, good this is going to come through. And, you know, it's always hard to show how sharp something is. And I would show you, it's hair whittling. I mean, I split a hair just a second ago, but I'm not going to try and show you that on the screen because I'm not that good yet. I mean, so quiet. this blade is wicked sharp. I think it might be, I mean, I don't know, the M4 I got was really sharp, but I mean, S-cut. This is really thin. I mean, this is hard paper to slice. It's got to be super keen to do it. I mean, look at this, on the rough edge, which you know, if you know what I'm doing, you know that's going to be tough. But let's see if I can push cut through, right through. Anyways, amazingly sharp, guys. Great. It just, all I had to do was barely strop this thing. Stropped it for about 10 minutes last night, and it just came up right back to wicked, I mean, like, ridiculously sharp, hair popping. And I love the way the stickiness of the 20 CV is. It's really sticky. You grab it on your fingers like that, and it just, it wants to cut. It does. With this polished edge, it wants to just, I mean, amazing. 20 CV is excellent. The value of this knife is excellent. I mean, in the sense of 940s. If you want to compare this to this exclusive, I mean, ooh, I don't know, guys. Value-wise, I would say you're getting more value out of this guy, for sure. You know, this was like 170, I think, when I got it on Blade HQ. But, I don't know. I mean, there is milling here. There's milling. And is that worth another, you know, 30 bucks? I don't know. 20 CV, yeah, I guess you could say it's definitely a stainless steel, and it's got a little bit more going on in it, but M4 is definitely a fully capable steel. I just think, as far as value goes, that's the only spot where this thing might lose to a Spyderco, but I mean, when you compare it to other 940s, I think it's a great value. I mean, you're talking, for this guy, it's $195.50 on the Blade HQ, and pretty much that's the going rate. And I would say, you know, $182.75 or something for the regular one without the coating. And then, you know, I think it's $170 something for the G10 version, the normal G10. $199.95, 200 bucks. I mean, come on, guys. $20 more, and you're talking 20 CV over S30. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for me. I mean, and the blue G10, the blue with the black. I don't know, guys. I don't work for anybody. I mean, really, for any of these knife companies. I don't get anything for free. That is like a no-brainer. 170 something, 199. I mean, 20 CV is, I think, worth it for the extra, if it's worth it to you. You know, if you're looking for edge retention and tough, you know, I don't know about toughness to S30 and stuff, but you know, the S30 one's great. I love S30. They do this great at Benchmade, and I find it to be very hard, very great edge retention, strops right back, awesome steel. But 20 CV is just better. It is. It's just better. And you know, I think that is definitely on the side of the 20 CV for sure. And they do it to a 59 to 61 Rockwell, so it's even better. The Rockwell is higher. I mean, this is like 58 to 60. This is 59 to 61, just slightly higher, but that makes a big difference. You know, 60 to 61 makes a big difference, and it's just gonna have better edge retention for you. So it's lighter as well. You know, I mean, not that much lighter, but you're talking, you know, 3/10 of an ounce it's not super significant, but it's significant. You feel it. And I do like the feel of the G10 as well. You know, it's just a different knife. It really is. I'm glad I got both, because this is like kind of more of a gentleman's, but this could go for a gentleman's. But this is like a workhorse, man. This is like just go to town. One thing, the retention is okay. It's pretty good. It's better than some of the other Benchmades. When it falls, or it's not going to come out. You know, you can shake it loose. I'm sure I can. Yeah, there we go. You can shake it loose, but you gotta really do it. You gotta be, this one's a lot easier. It also has way better action. But yeah, this one's definitely got not as good a retention there for the blade. Yeah, another way to, these things, you can do it so many different ways. You can pinch it, you can do that, you can use the axis lock. I mean, so fun. You can even Spidey flick. Awesome, fun, useful, very, very, very useful knife. But, okay, here we go, guys. The Benchmade thing. Here, look at this blade. Look at how thick behind the edge. That's a 17. I think it was about a 17.5, just like that one, like a 35 inclusive. And look at this. They just tore this S30. This S30 is great. I don't know how well this is going to come through, guys. I'm really going to try, but I don't know how this is going to come through. Yeah, it's not going to work. There we go. That's how much more blade I have on my 20 CV. And I only sharpened this once, the one time, and which is a testament to the S30. I did use it for a long time and just keeps dropping it back. And I could have gone way longer on this one, but I didn't want to. I went almost a month and a half more. No, yeah, almost 2 months I went without sharpening this 20 CV and using it often. So, yeah. All right, guys, I don't want to go ramble on all day about it. I would recommend both knives. I think this is amazing. I think this is amazing. Great value. I wouldn't go with the coating ever again. I mean, I'm just not into Benchmade's coating. I do like the way it looks, but it just wears off too much. So that's the one thing. If you do like it, go for it. It's all right. If you don't mind the wearing and stuff, it's really not that big of a deal, but it's not as good as Spyderco's DLC coating. The Benchmade black coating is not as good. So if you're not into the wearing, then I would go with just the satin blade. You know, this one's wearing even more, so this 20 CV is awesome. If you can do the upgrade to the 20 CV, if you can afford it, if you like the way this looks, I'd say go for it. The little bit of the action that I've had a problem with, it's not that big of a deal. It's still a really fun knife to just fiddle with, and it's just great. I mean, just the ergos, the way it just cuts, awesome. Awesome knife. And have a great day, guys. Yeah. Boing. Great. Thanks for watching.